Hey everybody, I'm Becca. Have you ever tried to do something really hard? Like lifting 1,000 pounds? Or trying to fly? Or forgiving a friend who broke something of yours? There are all kinds of hard things we might try to do, but how do we get through when life is just hard? The news team is wondering about that too in The Source. Let's find out what happens.
Almost done.
I'm telling you, man, we will eventually be able to time travel.
It's impossible.
How do you know?
Because people from the future would already be here.
Good point. But how do we know they already aren't?
Guys, I'm trying to finish up my last article. Can we please have a little quiet?
Your last article?
Yes! The school year is almost over, Bowie, and then I graduate. This is the last time I'm gonna write for The Source.
I'm not ready for this. You can't go. Please stay one more year.
I would absolutely love to, but I have to graduate.
Man, I wish time travel was real. Then we can go back to the day we met and start everything over again.
We're all gonna have to move on eventually.
Not me. I'm gonna stay in high school forever. Woo.
Really?
Well, no, but I'm just not ready for this whole grown-up stuff.
I have to say, Gabby, you're handling this really well.
What do you mean? I've been looking forward to this day since kindergarten.
Well, your whole life is gonna be different next year. You're not gonna know a single soul. It's gonna be like kindergarten all over again.
I hadn't thought about it that way. That is a lot of change.
Oh, I didn't mean to scare you, I just meant it as a compliment.
You didn't scare me. I just have to go process some stuff.
Dude, I hope I didn't freak out Gabby too much.
I can't talk. I gotta figure out a way to make Gabby stay.
Jesse, sometimes your mouth creates so much drama.
Come on, Trixie, where are you? Come on, pick up, pick up. Hey, have you heard anything from Trixie?
Yeah, her family decided to take some time before the year's end to be together.
Oh, I didn't get to say goodbye.
Well, she'll be back next week. You can say goodbye then.
You're right.
I know I am. Whoa, you didn't make a face. Is this really getting to you?
I'm fine.
Good. I was just joking about yesterday.
Okay, but I do need to start thinking about next year. I mean, I am leaving everything I know and love behind.
Yeah, for something really cool.
But what if I fail? What if I mess up? What if nobody likes me?
Gabby, you always say that God's with you, right? Don't you think he'll be with you through this?
But I should still be ready. I mean, God would still want me to be prepared.
Yeah, but don't you think this is over-preparing? I don't think you're trusting God.
Well, what do you think I should do, oh wise one?
I don't know, but thankfully, Mr. Corbin is here.
Gabby, everything is approved. The school is going to use some of your designs next year for the new newsroom.
Great.
Gabby? It's not the response I was expecting. Gabby, you reacted like I said you can only have broccoli for dinner.
I'm sorry, Mr. Corbin. I just have a lot on my mind.
Oh. What's wrong?
I have to figure this out on my own. I can't always come to you when I have a problem. I'm super happy about the newsroom.
Is something going on?
Gabby's just nervous about graduating.
Oh.
Have you guys seen Gabby?
She just went that way.
She already left? Are you serious? Oh, she didn't even say goodbye. I thought there was still time.
So this is a thing now?
Oh yeah. Everyone seems to be freaking out.
Hey again. I've been thinking about hard things we might have to do. Sometimes people think that God will help them win first place or keep them safe no matter what. But that's not always true. Life is still hard. You can just ask Paul. Hello! I'm Paul. Paul lived back in Bible times, and he was an amazing leader. Paul started several of the first churches and told thousands of people about Jesus. Paul even wrote a whole bunch of the books in our Bibles today. Oh, this is good stuff. This will be around forever. Now, you might think because Paul followed Jesus, his life was always awesome. Well, not always. Sometimes it was awesome, but sometimes it was really hard. Paul had people who hurt him, friends who turned their backs on him. One day, Paul was even headed for prison. Bummer. Back then, people were sometimes arrested for following Jesus. That's why Paul was being taken on a ship to the big city of Rome. He was going to be put on trial. If that was me, I probably would have been like, God, I know you can do anything, so wanna give me like super strength so I can break out of these chains? But that's not what God did. While they were out at sea, suddenly a storm came up. All of the sailors and other people on the ship were terrified. The boat could tip or break and they would all drown. Paul, though, stood up and told everyone, "No worries, everyone. God has told me that it's going to be okay. It's not going to be easy, but hey, we're all gonna survive, right?" The others weren't really sure, but they decided to trust Paul. They kept sailing in the storm for 14 days. 2 whole weeks! Then, things went from bad to worse. Their ship got stuck and the waves started breaking it apart. Paul and the others had to jump and swim for the shore. When they got to shore, they looked around and saw that everyone had made it safely, just like Paul had said. After a while, they got a new ship and sailed on to Rome to get Paul to his trial. Hold up. God saved Paul from the storm, but he's still a prisoner? Why would God let that happen? Well, did you notice in the middle of that storm, Paul saw a chance to tell the other sailors about Jesus? The same thing happened in Rome. When Paul got to Rome, he was still a prisoner, but he got to stay in a house. In fact, people could come and visit him, and Paul would tell them about Jesus. Paul even wrote a bunch of letters while he was in prison, letters that we can still read today in our Bibles. No matter what happened, Paul knew something important. We can do hard things with God by our side. Even though life was hard, God never left Paul's side. God will never leave your side either. He won't always make life easy, but he can give you the strength to get through whatever hard things you're facing. I wonder if knowing that could help the Source team. Let's find out.
This looks like a lot.
It's called preparation.
What are you preparing for?
Everything. This is a guide on how to make friends. This shows me how to study, and this...
Gabby, you don't need all that. You know how to study, and you definitely know how to make friends.
I know it for here, but like you said, I'm going to be in a whole other school. Everything is going to be different.
Oh, you're still here, perfect. Okay, so, I've been watching a lot of movies recently, and I think I'm finding the secret to time travel.
Bowie, you can't time travel. You're going completely off the rails.
He's not the only one.
Have a little sympathy. I am leaving everything I know and love behind. My family, my friends. You get to stay and be president of the entire school. You get to win your football games. You get to live your normal life.
That's true, but you're going on a whole new adventure.
Yes, and when you go on an adventure, you need to be prepared. Oh wait, what is that number for?
It's the countdown to your graduation.
I only have 14 days. I knew it was soon, but I didn't know it was that soon. I'm not ready. I don't want to say goodbye.
Me either. That's why I'm working on traveling back to last year.
I gotta go.
Great. Now you made it worse.
It's already worse. Gabby, wait! Maybe there's a way we can make more time.
Hey, Gabby, I wanted to talk to you about the other day. How are you handling graduating?
I'm great. I finally feel like I have a handle on my future. I'm really prepared.
How to make friends. Gabby, you don't need a guide on making friends. You make friends very easily.
But I have to do something. I'm gonna be in a whole new world. I'm not gonna know anyone. It's like my whole life is starting over.
Well, you're right, it is.
That's not making me feel any better, Mr. Corbin.
Dude, chill out. She didn't leave. She's right there.
Oh, hi, Gabby.
Hi.
Are you all worried?
Define worried. If it means freaking out and being absolutely petrified, then yes.
Guys, this is not healthy, okay? Letting fear and worry control you like this.
That's easy for you to say, Mr. Corbin. You're not gonna be totally alone and leave your whole world behind.
Have you all forgotten? God is with you.
I tried to remind them, Mr. Corbin.
But Mr. Corbin, God is with you just sounds like something adults say to make you feel better when things get hard.
Yeah. If we can't see or hear God, how do we know He's with us?
What's this?
Trying to figure out time travel.
Hey, that's it. That's how we can know God is with us.
Time travel shows that God is with us?
No, but time can. Looking back through your life and remembering how God was there for you before can help us see that He's with us now.
It's like when I broke my arm. I felt like my life was falling apart, but then I met you guys and you showed me that I could be friends with Jesus.
And what happened after that?
God changed my whole life.
And there it is. If God was there for you in the past, why wouldn't He be there for you now?
I don't know. I'm not good at word problems.
No, I see what you're saying. Last year, I felt awful when I freaked out on the morning announcements. But that led to me meeting all of you, and then all of us creating the source. I mean, that had to be God, right?
It was definitely God, okay? He was there for you in the past in the good and the bad. He'll be there for you now in the good and the bad.
I think I get it. I mean, when my dad left, God was totally with me. He helped me out so much.
All right? Past, present, future. God's always with you.
When I look at it like that, I can see that God has been with me through a lot. I just wish I could remember that when things get hard again.
Well, back in Bible times, when God did a miracle, the people would create a marker to remember what God had done for them. And when things got hard, they could look back on that marker and remind them God was with them.
I need a marker.
I mean, you already have 4 on the chest.
No, he didn't mean a color. Bowie.
I know, duh. Take this. And when things get hard at the new place, just remember the friends that God gave you.
Thanks, Bowie.
I have one more idea. I think you should lead the last morning announcements of the year.
What?
You've earned it.
But what about Samantha?
I'll talk to her. I think she'll understand.
Seriously?
Yeah. I think you could give a really hopeful message to the students this year.
Thank you, Mr. Corbin. I never thought that I would do the morning announcements again. I guess that's just another reminder of what God can do.
Well, God's just getting started. And remember, because He's with you, you're always ready for what's next.
Hey everyone! I'm so thankful for how much God cares about us. In Paul's story, we saw that Paul could handle hard things because he knew God was with him. In the source, Gabby felt like everything was changing around her and she felt afraid. We were reminded though that when things were tough, God was always with Gabby and the whole source team. God is with you too, no matter what. That's why my challenge for you this week is, in the hard things, ask God for help. Is there someone you need to forgive or someone you need to ask to forgive you? That can be hard. Is God giving you the chance to tell someone about Jesus? That could take courage. Is there something coming out that you're nervous about or even afraid of? Whatever it is, you can remember that God will be with you. Ask for his help this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next week.